Welcome to the 21-day Spring Equinox Challenge. And as I told you in the beginning of the week, we will be focusing on this week to work on the muscles that are responsible for holding us in a balanced position. Walking, maybe skiing, maybe hiking, maybe running. And today we're going to work on the deep core muscles, on the strength of the hip flexors, and then we will just transfer that in a couple of dynamic balance poses. So today we're going to start lying on the back. So just take a couple of moments to settle yourself on the mat, releasing the shoulder blades and back of the head on a comfortable position that your neck is neutral, and get your neutral spine. And neutral spine means that you have a little bit of the space between your lumbar spine and the mat. And just start with your feet hip distance. To take a moment to just release the rib cage comfortably, release your torso comfortably. And as I always say, think of the four corners, your two shoulders, this time is like a two shoulder blades, and your two hips. So get your pelvis grounded on the floor. And we're coming into a position that calls dead bug. Most of you are probably familiar. We're going to lift the heels, and while we'll lift the heels, we'll control the knees. We're going to not taking the knees toward the chest and not going to be rounding the pelvis. We're going to get this 90-degree position. You can keep your heels parallel to the floor, so then your hamstrings are working. You can keep the heels a little bit higher, but you don't want to drop your heels down to the floor. And maintain neutral spine, or slightly pressing your lower back down to the floor, not really rounding. And we're going to take the arms up toward the ceiling. I'm going to hold this for 10 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And let's rest. So make sure when you're holding the position, you're not holding your breath. You still would like to have your breath naturally coming through the nostrils, in and out. We're going to do it again. Get back to position. Get your arms up. You're welcome to just hold this static, or if you like to add a little bit of a challenge, then extend the right leg, keeping the foot flexed, and extend the left arm over the head. Hold here, and then return back. And when you're returning back, make sure you're controlling the knees and not falling toward the chest. Reset your position, extend your left leg and the right arm, hold. Keep your breath natural, and return back. Exhale. One more time, right leg, left arm. Control your left knee though. And return back. And we'll change. Hold. And return back. One more time, right leg, left arm. Control your left knee again. And come back. And extend the left leg and right arm. And come back. Make sure that you're in control of your core, and then let's rest. Exhale. Just to drop the knees from side to side, slightly release the tension that may be accumulated along your lower back. And then bring your knees to your chest, roll a couple of times, and then come into seated position. Let us transfer our bodies into the tabletop position. So set your hands shoulder width apart, get your knees hip distance onto the hips. And again, like we've just been upside down on the floor, you want to maintain the neutral position. So you're not extending too much and you're not rounding. Control your head. Very often we're just dropping the head here, and that's forcing us to be in all flexed spine position. So keep your head parallel to the floor. That's going to be work a little bit for the side neck muscles here. And we'll just do almost the same position. We're going to tuck the toes, and we're going to lift the knees off the floor for 1 inch. Press the floor, so have your very strong arms, very strong shoulders, and hold your neutral spine here. And holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees down to the floor. Maybe you would like to stretch the back of the wrist, have a little bit of release for your forearms, and we'll again come to the tabletop position. This time we'll bring the knees a little bit closer. And again, it's very similar to what we just did upside down. We're going to extend the left leg and we're going to lift the left leg off the floor. And here, when we're lifting the heel, we have a tendency to collapse in the midsection. So keep, as I say, strings in between your lower rib and your hip bone all engaged. Like pulling them in, like really strong support, and bring the body weight to the left hand and take your right arm parallel to the floor. Align your head with your right arm and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come back into the tabletop position. Extend your right leg. Lift your right leg off the floor. It doesn't need to be high. Keep your foot flexed. And when you're ready, bring the body weight to the right arm, bring your left arm parallel to the floor. Think of pulling the left heel into the hip socket. Again, engage the front of the body. Again, your strings are really tight. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's release. Let's take the knees a little bit wider. Press the hips down to the hips. Extend your arms and feel a nice, gentle stretch along the spine. You can move the hips from side to side. If you're able to bring the forehead down to the floor, that's great. Walk your fingers away and exhale your chest down to the floor. Take a breath, and then we'll come into tabletop position to step the right foot forward. So this position I call 90 lunge. So you maintain your hips above your left knee and you have a 90-degree front knee. And here we would like to control that we're not extending through the lower back. So we're not bringing the body weight to the front leg, but we're actually trying to bring as much body weight to the back leg as possible. Engage in the glutes, again, engage in the lower abdomen to maintain the neutral position. And here I would ask you to try to bring your front foot to the big toe. And here, just see if you can balance. So lifting the toe off the floor and hold. Maybe it's a split of a second, maybe it's several seconds. Just hold and work with your core muscles to stabilize. Work with your left glute to stabilize the hip and release. So let us try one more time, but first we're going to do the other leg. So step your left foot in front, and you are not going to be balanced if you're going to collapse forward. So you need to find your stable right hip here, right? Engage in your core and then start lifting the left heel off the floor, holding really strong in this midsection, using the right glute to stabilize your hip. And here you're using your arms for balance. You're lifting the toe off the floor and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. So that's a great exercise for practicing proprioception, core strength, balance. Pretty challenging exercise. So if you're not able to hold your toe off the floor all the time for all 5 counts, it's all fine. You can touch the floor and try again, especially if you're doing this for the first time. So let us do it one more time. So bring the body weight to the left knee, engage your glute, engage your lower abdomen. Start lifting the right heel off the floor. Use your arms to help you balance and lift your toe off the floor and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let's release and let's go other side. So touch, engage the glutes, and here we're lifting and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and let's release. So let us bring the hands shoulder width apart, spread your fingers. If you are not practicing downward dog regularly, you're welcome to practice the child pose, active child pose, stretching the arms forward. Or if the downward dog is in your repertoire, so set your feet hip distance, bend your knees as much as you need, as it's not important to keep your knees straight. Think of pressing the heels down to the floor, but what is more important is to send your sit bones up and back to get the long spine, to get elongation, to get traction on your spine. Shake your head. Make sure that you're relaxing your neck. Take another exhale and then look forward and walk to the front of the mat. Keep your feet hip distance and just fold forward, releasing the head, releasing the arms. Allow a bit of a passive stretch for the back of your body. Feel the stretch from the heels, goes through the cuffs, hams, and going through the spinal muscles all the way to the base of your skull. Release the shoulders and then very slowly come up into the standing position. Exhale. Shake your legs. Let's add our hip cars today. So again, you're welcome to have some support if you need. Support also could be your reference. So you keeping your right hip parallel to the wall or chair that you using for support maybe. Lift your left knee as high. And here is your hip flexors working as well. So let us pull the knee as high as you can and maybe release the knee. So just hold here for a breath and then open the knee to the side. And you can see here that my knee is not parallel to my hips, as my hips are facing the front. So this is my external rotation of the hip. And then here we start moving the knee down, heel up, and at the same time, we're moving the leg into extension. And here I'm not extending and I'm not folding forward. I'm trying to maintain myself tall. That's my hamstring work. And release. So take a break and let's go back. Take your heel back and then come into the external rotation. Then bring the knee up. Try to lift it high and release. Okay? So we'll do it on the other side. So bring the body weight to the left foot. Lift your right knee up. Try to pull it up and then hold. Work a little bit on the hip. Flexor compression. Take your knee out. Hold it here. And then start moving. Knee down. Heel up. And at the same time, take your leg back. Hold. And release. Going backward. Lifting the heel. Your hip extension. And then bring your hip into external rotation. Bring the knee up, your hip flexion, and exhale. Shake your legs. Let us do part of it just using our core strength and our hip stability. So bring your body weight to the right foot. And before you even lift in the left leg, stabilize your hip here. Lift your knee high and try to lift it as high as possible. You can use your arms to the sides to hold the balance. Or if you like, you can take your left arm up and work a little bit on the external rotation of the shoulder. Bring your elbows close and keep your palm facing the ceiling like you're holding the plate. And lift your knee high, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the knee out. You can change and hold both plates here. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and release. Shake your legs. We're going to do this on the other side. So first, bring the body weight to the left foot. Squeeze your glute, engage your abdomen, lift your knee high, maybe pull it a little bit up. And then let's take the right arm up and let's open the left shoulder in external rotation. Holding the palm up toward the ceiling. Hold 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open the knee to the side. Get your both elbows close to. Feel how you squeeze into shoulder blades. Hold the shoulder blade. Hold the forearms parallel to the floor. Hold 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Great. And one more, as I told, we want to have exploring our balance in dynamic, because usually in our functional movements we're not just standing on one leg, we're doing something and then suddenly we have the body weight on one foot. So we will mimic that in the movement here. You're welcome to watch me for the first set. So we're bringing the body weight to the right foot and we're going to lift the left knee as high as possible. Then we're going to bring the knees together. So it's important that the left knee is not passing the right knee. Maintain your neutral spine though. Then we're gonna hinge here. Maintain a neutral spine. Neck is a part of the spine. And then extend your left leg. Having a standing knee and a bit of a soft knee. Then bring your knees together. Maintain a neutral spine. You're not flexing. And then your arm folding. Then you're gonna bring the knee up and then release. So this is the sequence. So let us do it together. Bring your body weight to the left foot. Stabilize your left hip, engage your core, really embrace it here. And now lift the right knee up. Flex the foot, maintain your tall posture here. And then bring your knees together. A bit of a hamstring work. Make sure that you're not extending here. You're tucking the tailbone under. Again, those strings in front are really tight. Then fold, hinging from the hips. You don't need to be parallel to the floor. It's going to be 45 degrees toward the floor. And then extend your right heel back. Keep your standing knees soft. Use your hamstring here. Body weight distributed equally on your left foot. Then bring the knees together again. Don't pass the right knee. And then arm fold, squeeze your glute. Lift your knee high. Try to lift it even higher than you tried before. Hold and release. Shake your legs. And we're going to do it on the other side. Bring the body weight to the right foot. Lift your left knee up. Really lift it high. Engage the core. Then bring the knees together. Keep your foot flexed. Fold forward. Neutral spine. Extend the leg. Hold here. Then bring the knees together. Control the knees. Then unfold. Squeeze the glutes. Maintain neutral position. Lift your knee high. Try to lift it high, 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 high. And release. Shake your legs. So you can continue with this sequence a couple of more times. I would say 3-5 times. And enjoy, and I hope that I'm going to help you to understand where you get instability for your balance in the daily activity. Thank you so much. Namaste.